let's talk about property investment.
Yun, property.
So,
Malawak yan.
ito lang, bago tayong pag-usapan natin property investment. To cut the long story short, marami ka na bang mga nabentahan na talagang sobrang happy, sobrang saya? Tell us one story lang talaga.
One story on property. Maybe, hindi ko nabentahan to, but it's really very significant. Two stories. Guys, I will share with you two stories na may lesson. No? Number one, lumaki tayo sa La Loma, 97. Hindi sa farm, pero sa nagbebenta ng baboy, sa La Loma. Ang lola ko noon nakaipon ng 350,000.
Okay.
Bumili siya ng house and lot sa may La Loma, bahay lupa, for 350,000. 1976. Fast forward, doon kami tumira, doon kami na-create ng maraming memories until nagkaroon kami ng financial difficulty, nagkaroon ng utang, naundoy yung bahay, ganun-ganon. So, really ups and downs. But what I realized nung huli is nabenta pa naman yung bahay.
How much?
35 million pesos. Totoong pera yon. That's a meaningful amount of money.
Kailan nyo nabenta yun? 20...
Siguro in that span from 1976 to around 2010-ish. So maybe,
yeah, that's 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years.
But still, where can you find na yung 350,000 mo magiging 35 million in 40 years?
But brother, because I lived through that experience, hindi lang siya number to me.
Reality.
Meaning, tumira kami dun Ginamit namin, in-enjoy namin, dami kaming memories dun. And yet, yung pera na sa bangko naubos. Pero yung ginamit namin, kumbaga, for a lack of a better word, inabuso namin na gamit, yan pa yung nagbigay ng 35.
Alam mo, weird to. Weird yung number ng 350.
Oh.
Alam bakit?
Bakit?
Nakabili rin kami ng 350,000 yung parents ko during that time. That was their first purchase of property. 350,000 sa may Sampaloc.
Wow.
The first townhouse there sa may Governor Forbes. 350,000. 2 units ang binili nila. Nung nabenta nila yata na 3.5 each.
Oh.
Natirahan din, napaupahan din, nag-times 10.
I wanna simmer on that, na yung 350 to 35 is not just a number. Kasi yung time na financially hirap kayo, so wala na kayong makuhanan, biglang ma-realize mo, ito pala, at ang 35 million guys, pag nabenta nyo yan, sobra-sobra.
Oo.
Makakabayad ng utang, bayad ng hospital bills, bayad lahat. Talagang in one snap.
Nangyari ba yun? Kasi you need to pay hospital bills.
Oh yeah. So, talagang in a snap of a finger, you're out. Out of your debt, out of your worries financially.
Wow.
So that's the power. Kaya nga, like yung sinasabi sa mga nakakausap ko is, one property lang. Kahit yung primary home mo lang, ibilin mo. That's it. Okay ka na. Because that primary home over the years will really grow in value. Pangalawang story, brother. So people ask me, Carl, yan naman yung mga kwento ng mga may kaya. Paano naman yung walang kaya?
Tama.
Ito, meron akong kwento. Si Tatay Jose. I met him 70 plus years old na si Tatay Jose. Small property in Pasig. Malapit sa Tiendesitas, Bridgetown, that area. Meron siya isang dilapidated house. Lumang-luma na. Wala na siyang hanap buhay, wala siyang income. Ang pinaka-source of income na lang niya is yung may dalawang kwarto doon na may umuupa for 3,000 naman. Talagang lumang-luma na. 6,000. So he's living on that income. Kinausap niya ako. Sabi niya, Carl, wala na kaming pera, ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko, naalala ko yung lola ko itong property mo is worth something. So, why don't you sell it? So, eventually, nabenta na yung property for around 3-something million.
Wow.
3-something million. Not a big amount in today's world, but for a guy na walang pera, that's a big amount.
Oo.
So, nabenta naman yung property, tinuruan ko si Tatay Jose, 3.5 million. And tandang-tanda ko pa, hinawakan niya yung kamay ko, sabi niya, Carl, salamat. Hindi ko na akalain na for the past 10-20 years, naghihirap ako. Kung kailan pa ako naging 70 plus, doon pa ako naging milyonaryo. And these are what I see in my life na story. Sabi ko, Tatay, magkano mo nabili ito? Sabi niya, a few thousand pesos, 10, 20,000 pesos. Ang Pasig kasi dati parang outskirts naman, walang may gusto. So people say, Carl, is it about the return? Ilan percentage return yan? Ilan ang CAGR niyan? ROI? Sabi ko, irrelevant lahat yan.
Tama.
Because what I want to show is, yung taong walang pera, masisave kayo ng property na bahay nyo. All because binili niyo yan nung unang panahon. Kaya I tell my friends na as much as possible talaga, you buy your house. Kahit maliit, may lupa, you buy your house. Si Melvin.
So right now, Carl, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there right now who's watching us. Parang, okay, we're talking about ridiculous numbers, how property has changed the lives of people. Parang nagtatanong, where do we start? How do we start? Sige, give us your expert, yung basic lang. Kasi marami tayong mga OFW at saka mga, wala pa.
I think because of my experience na yung buong mundo ko is real estate, ano ma-advise ko sa mga nakita ko na ginawa nila? Lupa. hanggat kaya. Lupa talaga. Sabi nga nila, buy land and wait. Diba? Lupa plus the time. Huwag tayo
How long?
How long, brother? I always get that question. Carl, should I sell? The only time you will sell a property is kung may paggagamitan ka ng pera.
Kung wala, dyan lang.
Kung wala, hayaan mo lang yan. In 10 years time, tataas pa yan lalo. Huwag ka magmamadali. Tayo kasi minsan we're so eager to hold money. Ang problema kasi, brother, pag nakuha natin yung milyones natin, pesos natin,
Baka magastos.
sigurado magagastos yan, di ba? Ang pera, madaling magastos. In fact, sabi nga ng boss ko dati, si Mr. Rex Mendoza.
Oh, si Rex.
The problem of property, ang pinaka-problema ng property is mahirap siya ibenta. Hindi siya liquid, hard to liquidate. But yung pinaka-downside ng property is actually one of his upsides. Kasi matagal mo siyang mabenta, minsan hindi mo siya maisip, binenta mo na lahat, yung pala, yung property mo over 40 years, na itago mo. So that's really how you make, really, sabi nga nila meaningful wealth through property. And ang dami kong story na ganun. Green Hills, 1 million na bili, 300 na ngayon. Pag kayo ba, bilhin ako ng 300 million ngayon, mauubos na ba yun?
Grabe.
Kaya talagang, siguro, ma-advise ko sa mga nanonood, really increase your income. Diba? Yung sinasabi nga nila, Carlo Ople, na, after, pag uwi mo sa gabi, hanap ka yung side hustle, weekend side hustle. Kung kaya nyo ma-take away muna yung gastos now, pulubi later.
Yeah, yung
iPhone now, pulubi later.
Gimmick now, pulubi later.
Gimmick now, pulubi later. Then, makaipon kayo ng substantial. Ngayon naman, marami naman mga installment So, ako, huwag kayong matakot sa installment. Mamaya pupuntahan natin. So, huwag kayong matakot sa installment, huwag kayong matakot sa interest. Kasi if played right, that can really help you. In fact, sabi nga nila, lahat naman na mayayaman, may utang, nag-leverage.
Okay, let's talk about, sige, let's pick it up from there. Okay. How would I know, kunyari, ngayon, afford ko na bumili talaga ng willing ako to start. How would I know if I can afford from my income to buy property?
Okay, good. Sabi ko nga, ang lawak nitong topic natin. But just to set the pace, bali, meron akong 3 framework of buying property.
Okay.
C-A-R-L.
Carl! Apat yan, different 3.
The C-A, capital appreciation. Yan yung pinag-usapan natin kanina.
Capital appreciation.
Tatay Jose, yung lola ko, capital appreciation. R is rentals. Pag-usapan natin mamaya.
Pwedeng upa-upahan.
Mamaya. And then L, leverage. Ito yung how do you use the bank? How do you use other people's
money? Sige. Interested ako.
Maabot mo ba tayo? Sa time
kaya yan.
Okay, so kanina pinag-usapan natin ang capital appreciation over time ng property. Kaya ang advice ko is bili kayo. Kahit na kung kailangan nyo umutang, pag-ibig, company loan, just go for it. But we will teach you kung paano. Kanina you were asking, brother, is about how would you know? Pag ready ka na.
Ready na kasi. Baka mag-commit ako, nagbayad lang ako ng mga 1 year, 2 years, tapos hindi ko kaya sustain, mariremata.
Ganda ng sinabi mo, brother. So, with what you said, hindi issue yung pag-uutang. Mas issue yung pag hindi mo na prepare yung pambayad. So, paano mo malalaman? Some people, they have percentages. But another way to approach it is neto-neto.
Paano?
Chinese, neto-neto. Kung magkano yung kinikita mo, tanggalin mo lahat ng necessary expenses. Then you will see kung ano yung excess mo. That's why in my courses, I teach them, open kayo ng Excel. Kailangan may Excel kayo. Kita mo ano ba yung basic expenses nyo. I'm sure, tinuturo mo to, brother. Ano ba yung mga insurance na kailangan mo bayaran, tuition, ilabas mo lahat ng gastos.
Yung excess, yung savings niya, doon mo ma-determine kung kaya na niya o hindi.
Correct. Kasi minsan nakikita ko sa mga kaibigan nating ipunaryo, kulang sa projection.
Tama.
Diba? Kumbaga, ngayon kaya ko, pero next year pala hindi ko na kaya. So I think sitting down in your Excel, sa mga Gen Z, Google Sheets, ilagay nyo lahat ng potential gastos. Huwag kayo matakot ilabas lahat.
Speaking about that, if you're an OFW right now, titignan mo rin kung gaano ka pa rin katagal yung kontrata mo. Probably right now, yung contract mo na lang is up to 5 years. And yung commitment mo to pay for the property is 10 years. Yeah. Kaya mo ngayon yan, nabili mo, pero on the 6th year na, since tapos na yung contract mo, wala ka ng cash flow. Doon na marami ng default. So that's number 1.
Yeah, alam mo, kwento ko lang, I'm sure makaka-relate kayo dito. Marami ako nakakausap na for advice sa akin, Carl, ito binibili kong property, okay ba? Sabi ko, okay, magkano down? Alam ko yan. Down ko is 1 million. Magkano monthly? Alam ko yan, 15,000. Sabi ko, how long? 4 years. Okay, alam mo. Pero after 4 years, may balloon na.
No, may balloon payment.
Magkano? Meron ba?
Patay
hindi
tayo
nila alam na may balloon.
Or may mga hindi nga alam na may ita-transfer na sa bank. Tapos hindi kaya pala.
Tapos pag tinanong ko pa, pag yung lump sum na yan, pag inutang mo sa bangko, magkano monthly? Hindi rin niya. So, alam mo na it will fail. Kasi kulang yung question sa tinatanong. So, sometimes they will blame the agent, but sometimes hindi rin talaga na pag-uusapan.
Totoo. So, let's go.
Okay, saan na ba tayo?
Carl, di ba? Capital appreciation, R.
R is rental. Yun nga, kung ang property natin ay kaya mong i-generate ng income, kasi gusto mo, habang pinapataas mo siya ng value, kumukuha ka lang ng income. And brother, that's really where yung business model natin came, which is over the past few years, mostly lahat ng mga kinita natin, nailagay natin sa
Rentals.
Yeah.
Wow!
Wow!
Grabe, galing.
Kaya medyo, yung sinasabi natin na financial freedom, medyo totoo siya. Yung wherein, yung daily gastos mo, monthly gastos mo, kaya na i-cover ng passive income. So, rentals is very, very important for property kasi saka makakita na, sabi nga, as long as nagbabayad, wala ka na kailangan gawin. Diba? So, it can be in various forms, no? Apartment, condo units, hotel rooms, bodega,
Warehouse. Yeah.
commercial
So,
property.
let's talk about, yung rule, no? Siguro percentage.
Okay.
How would I know if this really is a good... Kasi ako may sarili akong rule, eh. I will never invest in a property kung wala akong lease income na ganitong percentage. Ikaw, anong rule mo?
Yeah. Alam mo, that's a very good question. No? And I get that, na sometimes we're very conscious with the return. But I learned this from my mentors na talagang they're very wealthy. Sometimes, the return is 1 or 2%
Per year?
per year. Maliit.
Liit.
Pero dahil alam nila na itong lupa is valuable.
Kasi nag-appreciate yung price ng capital
Oo, capital appreciation.
appreciation. Wala siyang pakialam sa rental.
Exactly. So what am I saying na okay lang. Kung meron kayo nakita property na, uy, ang ganda nitong property, pero ang return niya. Kunwari, kausap ako the other day, Carl, bibiling ko tong property, commercial. Pero yung uupa sa akin ngayon, ang return ko 3 to 4% lang. Parang ayoko. Sabi ko, hindi, go for it. Kasi 3 to 4% lang yan ngayon. Pero after 10 years, yung lupa na yan, na pwede mo tayuan ng building, will give you more. Ang importante, na secure mo na yung lupa. So, many ways to
Skin the cat.
skin the cat. Sabi nga
Ayun.
ni Ninong Rai, many ways to cook the pig. Cook the meat, di ba? Cook the fish.
Galing. So ngayon kasi ako may rule ako na actually I always implement the rule of 10.
Pwede.
Now hearing that,
It's a different
perspective. So, capital appreciation, rental. Right now, let's go to letter L. Ano yung letter L?
CARL,
Oo.
Letter L is leverage.
Okay.
Ang in Tagalog, ano bang leverage Tagalog?
Yung parang ano yung leverage sa Tagalog? Hindi, pakitype na lang sa comment section ano ibig sabihin ng leverage sa wikang Filipino.
Yun.
Oo.
But, brother, I wanna simmer on this leverage kasi ang mga mayayaman, ang mga bilyonaryo, they know this. What is leverage? Ginagamit mo yung resources ng ibang tao para, mapabilis ang iyong gain.
Paano?
Sample, pag hinar ni Henry C. ang isang magaling na engineer para i-manage ang SM, nile-leverage yung skill mo. Kinukuha ka niya para i-manage mo yung business niya, yung building niya. Pag yung isang Taipan gusto magbukas ng bangko, wala siyang alam, mag-hire siya ng dati nag-work sa ibang bangko para le-leverage niya yung experience niya, tsaka talent, tsaka network. In fact, some people, they will hire a person kahit na wala siyang experience, pero meron siyang madadala na employee kasama. Maraming ways of leverage.
Wow.
So, eye-opener, no? Leverage can be your time, di ba? Kung ako ay may food cart, kunwari, at mag-open ako ng 20, hindi ko na makaya bantay ng 20, mag-hire ako to operate my food cart. So, dati, isa lang ang ini-income ko. Ngayon, dahil nag-hire ako ng tao, 20 na yung income ko in a 24-hour day. That's the power of leverage. That's why leverage is what separates the entrepreneurs and the employee. Kasi ang employee, kahit paano mo balibaliktaran, di ka pwedeng rumakit habang rumaraket ka sa office mo. Di ba? Pangit yun. So, one angle ka lang. So, leverage can also be money. That's why yung mga big corporations, may utang sila, may bonds, may funds, kasi they get the people's money, they promise the people 5%, but they can earn 10% out of doing that. So, doon tayo papasok na how do we use leverage for property? Ito na yung gagamitin natin yung bangko. Brother, okay lang ba? I'll just share a story.
Go.
Mas maganda yung kwento. I have this friend, no? 25 years old siya. Lumapit siya sa akin mga 10 plus years ago. Sabi niya, Carl, meron akong 700,000 pesos. Anong gagawin ko dito? Saan ko i-invest? Siyempre, lumapit ka sa akin. Ano sabihin ko? Property. Pero ang property 10 years ago, isang condo, 2.5 million. So, short. Magkano siya short?
Mga 1.8.
1.8, bilis talaga ni brother. So, what do you do pag short ka ng 1.8?
Borrow.
Borrow. Normally, your parents would say, edi wag ka bumili, wala kang pera, wag kang mangarap, di ba? So, nangyari dito, nag-borrow siya 1.8 million sa bank. So, yung 1.8 million na yan, over 10 years is around 20,000 a month. So, binigay niya 700,000 niya sa down payment, wala na siyang pera. So, kinausap niya si Sir Carl, nawala siya ng 700,000, ano nangyari pa? Nabaon pa siya ng utang na 1.8.
Tama.
At may utang siya na 20,000 for 10 years.
Tama.
So, how would you feel pag ikaw yung
Siyempre, parang cash poor na ako, hindi na ako cash rich.
cash poor? So, dapat di ka na naghingi ng advice kay Sir Carl. But something good happened.
What?
20,000 to the bank, di ba? Every month. Ano ba to? Pambihira itong pinasok ko. But biglang nagkaroon siya ng renter.
Magkano?
20,000.
So, wala siyang binabayaran.
There you go. Ito, very good point. So, 20,000 ng utang na sa bangko, 20,000 na kinukuha niyang rent. Bayad. Every month, bayad. What do you think, guys? Is that a good deal? Some would say hindi siya good deal kasi walang profit. Break even.
Pero yung CA mo,
Okay lang. Pero in the short term, without taking of capital appreciation, saka makakita ng setup na ibang tao ang nagbabayad ng utang mo.
tama.
Hindi mo siya close, hindi kayo BFF. Pero binabayaran niya for you. For the next few years, if everything is falling into place, tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Minsan, magpapalit ka ng tenant, pero tuloy-tuloy yung 20,000. And after 10 years, wala kang ni pocket na pera. Pero what happened? Fully paid ka na sa property.
Tama.
So that is a leverage model. So ginamit niya yung 700,000 pesos niya, ginamit niya yung bangko para makakuha siya ng 1.8. After 10 years, 35 na siya. Sa kanya na yung property.
Hindi na ano yun, hindi na siya 2 point plus million yung property.
So wala pang capital appreciation, pero assuming na 2.5 pa rin siya, diba? Pero hindi ikaw nagbayad. So habang nagtatrabaho ka sa office, may tumutulong ka. Here's the exciting part, brother.
Ano?
What if you keep on multiplying it? Pinaran mo na tong system na to. Comfortable ka na. Meron ka na naman 700,000.
Bili ka ulit.
Bili ka isa. Okay, easy lang. Comfortable ka na. Kabisado mo na. Tumataas ang sweldo mo. Isa pa. And if everything falls into place, if you do this model in the next 20 years of your life, long-term tayo, property, 20 years of your life, pinapaandar mo, conservative lang. Maybe one property every 2 years, every 3 years, yung iba, ganun, 1 year. After 20 years, it will all be fully paid. So, kunwari, 20,000 naman. Kunwari lang, 20,000 naman. Over 20 years, nakabuild ka ng 20 niyan. Magkano na a month yan?
200,000.
20 eh. So, 400,000.
Ay, 400,000.
There you go, brother.
Aman.
That's how you develop passive income. But, what I want to point out, mga kaipunaryo, for the next 20 years na nagkatrabaho ka, pwedeng wala kang kinikita.
Ang tawag po namin yan, cash poor ka.
Cash poor.
During the time, always remember this, you will feel, parang papagod lang ako dito. Wala akong kakash-cash, hindi ako maka-enjoy. Pero once yun nga, you start tripping, you become cash rich.
Exactly.
Stable ka na. Even if you stop working, your sources of income will never stop. And then just like what happened nga, worst comes to worst, kung kailangan mo magbenta ng isang property,
There you go, benta mo.
oo, di ba?
So, that is a very powerful model, guys, na ang gusto ko ituro sa inyo is the mindset na 20 years kang nagtatrabaho, wala kang kinikita. Fair ba yun? But if you know the strategy of property, that is fair. And some people will come to me, Carl, ang tagal naman yung reward. Kung 25 ako ngayon, 45 ko pa may enjoy. Diba? But I tell you, brother, 45 is not old.
Tama.
Once you get 45 and meron ka ng magic
Oo,
400,000, tuloy-tuloy pa yan.